Okay. Welcome back to The Rain. I'm your host, Logan. We got a good show ahead of us today, including a me and Paris solo segment. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Logan, and I'm here with Paris
Hi.
and nobody else.
Just us.
Alex is out today. Couldn't get a dog sitter, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's got to watch his pooch. We've all been there. That's responsible. That's
Yeah.
very responsible.
Yeah. No, we're glad he's doing the right thing here.
Yeah.
Definitely a good guy.
Don't get a dog if you're just going to leave it in a crate for
Exactly.
8 hours.
Exactly.
He's a good guy.
We're gonna miss Alex today, but me and Paris are gonna try to do our best without him. See if we can riff a little bit.
Our solo segment.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
So first up in the NFL, Stephon Diggs getting traded to Houston was the biggest news recently.
Big deal.
Houston's looking good. The offense is looking nice.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of talked about this before the show a little bit.
Yeah.
But the fact that the initial report came out that it was a second-round pick next year, and everyone said, "Whoa, Houston fleeced the Bills."
Yeah.
But it's like, then Houston clears the last 3 years of his contract. So they really traded a second-round pick for 1 year of Stephon Diggs,
Yeah.
which doesn't really make any sense unless they're like, prove it. And why would
Exactly.
Stephon Diggs agree to that contract unless he just really wanted out of Buffalo,
My thing with how Stephon Diggs is if he even has a good year in Houston, but Houston doesn't look that good, I mean, he's gone.
Yeah.
He won't stay there. That's what makes no sense to me for Houston. It's like they're basically just putting all their chips on the table here this year.
Yeah, it's odd, and I don't know if like the roster has Super Bowl aspirations now is what it's being labeled as, but like
Yeah.
if it doesn't, it's not like a Rams situation where
Yeah.
you're putting all of your picks in. But if you
The
don't
Rams
win-
sold their soul to win that Super Bowl.
and they got it,
Yeah, they got
they
it.
did, they got it.
Unfortunately.
But
I
I
haven't
mean-
stopped thinking about it since.
yeah. But I mean, it's just weird. It's a weird trip. Why would you agree to a prove it deal to get the contract that you already just had? He was making what, like 90 something million? No, not
Yeah.
90 million. It was some absurd amount of money
Yeah, it was up
over
there.
the course of 4 years. And he's just like, nah.
Nah, we're just gonna do 1 year. Weird.
Weird.
That doesn't make sense to me. But like, I will say though, Houston's offense with those weapons, with like C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins.
Yeah.
The offense it has the firepower. It has the firepower,
Yeah.
and D'Amico Ryans, great young head coach in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
It's looking like a very, very solid roster, and I think they're gonna win the AFC South and possibly contend in the AFC.
For sure. I mean, even that defense, Derek Stingley Jr., Will Anderson Jr. taking another step. He looked really good. Trading for Danielle Hunter.
Mhm.
Like they've got some studs there in Houston, obviously. So they'll be fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, I think in terms of the AFC South, I don't really think that there's a roster that can compete with them.
No.
Like, I mean, the Colts will be exciting with Anthony Richardson coming back,
Yeah.
but like the Titans look like they're not gonna do anything this year. And I don't know, it just seems like it's Houston's division to lose.
People were way too high on the Jaguars last year
Mhm.
because of Trevor Lawrence like looking good. I don't even say he looked good. Like he threw 4 picks in that playoff game.
Yeah.
They won it, but he threw 4 picks in the first half.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty rough.
that was just a Brandon Staley masterclass that we got to witness on the Chargers side.
Yeah,
of
it
things.
was
So
pretty-
He kind of got his ego inflated a little bit from
Yeah.
that one, but.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
So elsewhere in the NFL, Kansas City,
Mhm.
Rashee Rice getting a little bit of trouble, going full NASCAR mode.
Yep. Nobody was hurt, which is good, so we can kind of be a little bit silly about it.
Yes,
we
exactly,
Kind of be
exactly.
a little goofy.
Yeah, you can make a couple jokes about it now because the biggest thing early on was a lot of people were saying like, oh, it wasn't him, like it was someone else, and then like they came out and said like, no, like this is Rashee Rice of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And they found a Chiefs playbook in the car.
Oh my gosh.
They found it in the car. Like, I mean, what else? And might as well have just had his name on it in crayon on the front of the page.
Yeah.
Like, what else do you need?
Exactly. Yeah, it's not Rashee Rice, but it is someone who has access to all of the Chiefs' offensive schemes.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that, like, you are Rashee Rice and you're, I don't know how old he is, but let's say he's in his early 20s. You're already a millionaire. You're making a ton of money. You're going to probably get a ton of money. Why would you do this? Like, you just won a Super Bowl. You have You're on a team that has more Super Bowl aspirations. Why? Why are you doing that?
Most people, when you ask them where they're going to go after the Super Bowl, they're going to say, I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice says, I'm going to go to the racetrack.
I'm going to I-75.
Yeah, I'm going to I-75, and I'm doing 140.
I'm doing 140.
That's what we're going to do.
I'm going to a local bar, and I'm doing 140 on I-75. It's like, why would you – like, you have the money to go anywhere. You could go to Cancun and just go off the grid for 3 months.
Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't know. Makes no sense.
Well, shifting gears here, we're going to look at the NBA now. The NBA playoff races are kicking into high gear now. I mean, obviously in the East there is no race. Boston, the difference between like 1 and 10 in the West is the same amount between 1 and 2 in the East. So
yeah, I mean it doesn't matter truthfully because the Miami Heat are going to beat them in the they're going to beat them in the playoffs. Heat 4.
Okay, all right, that's an interesting.
My eighth seed Miami Heat are gonna wipe the floor with the Boston Celtics. So check in. You heard it here first. Check back when they probably lose in the first round. Honestly, in the play-in.
You know, out of all the predictions that have been made on this show, I will go ahead and humbly say, I have the best one. Pick Texas to win the World Series, but it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm not saying they're gonna win the finals. I'm saying that they will probably beat Boston at some point in the playoffs.
That's fair. I mean, Boston's obviously the favorite in the East, and I think if everything can click, the Bucks can beat them in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
But since Doc Rivers has taken over, everything has not clicked.
It's been weird.
Not once.
It's been weird. Like, you look at their record and you go, "Oh, that's a good team."
It's a solid squad.
But everything that you hear behind
Adrian
the
Griffin
scenes,
had them in first place. Like,
yeah.
It was unreal.
It's weird. It was weird.
I don't know. On the West side, the 1 seed race is, I mean, it's separated by 1 game between 3 teams. The Timberwolves, Thunder, and Nuggets, they're all competing for it. The Thunder dropped a few games recently. It looks like they're resting SGA.
Yep.
At least until tonight. He is back tonight. But
you just missed him after you.
Oh man, I don't want to talk about all that. I had a 7-year-old kid. I walked out of the stadium in my Gilgeous-Alexander jersey, and I had a 7-year-old kid tell me, Shea didn't play tonight.
No, I didn't. No,
I wasn't.
I didn't see that.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Grab him by the shirt.
Yeah, exactly. it's whatever though. But I think as far as that is concerned in the West, it's anyone's race right now. But
yeah.
No matter who it is, I still think that the most complete playoff-ready team in the West is Denver.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still going to be pulling for those kids from Oklahoma City because, who doesn't want to root for a team of people that are all my age? So
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I'll take it. But we're gonna go ahead and look towards. We got a special guest coming on the next segment. We're gonna be talking NCAA tournament and the crushing loss for the Boilermakers.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Logan, and I'm here with Colton, our special guest, our resident Boilermaker, and Paris. Paris is back again.
Hey, guys.
So, UConn, believe it, back-to-back titles. I mean, that's a dynasty level program right there. I mean, Dan Hurley's got them on top of the world. Now, Dan Hurley is currently on his way to Lexington to take the Kentucky head coaching job.
Yeah.
Please. But realistically, like, what he's been able to do with UConn since he took the job, like, everyone talks about how Scott Drew had one of the best rebuilds. Like, I mean, Dan Hurley just won 2 straight titles.
Back to back.
He's up there with like guys like Billy Donovan, Adolph Rupp, like top of the line guys.
Yeah. That's tough to do in college basketball. Back to back. Like, at least in NBA, you have, like, series. And if you lose a game, you drop a game, it's like, okay, whatever. But to go back to back to win all of those tournament games, one and done, or you're gone, you know, that's impressive.
I mean, that's the thing with, like, winning the national championship in college basketball. That's 6 straight neutral site games against increasingly more difficult like opponents.
Yeah.
It's unheard of stuff, and for him to do it 2 straight years is unreal.
Yeah.
Not only just to do it, but to do it in the fashion that they did it. I mean,
Yeah.
they blew out every team. They beat Purdue by 15. They beat Alabama by double digits.
Yeah. They didn't. I think, was there technically their closest game, the Northwestern one?
Probably,
Yeah.
honestly. I would have to fact check that. But yeah, I mean,
it was.
they not only did so, won back to back, but they did it by being the best team in the field by far.
Oh yeah.
What was their average margin of victory? I remember, like, halfway through the tournament, it was like 20 points that they were.
Well, their
averaging.
overall point differential for the tournament was 140.
Yeah.
Holy God! So their average margin of victory had to be up there with like 25 somewhere in that.
That's
range.
disgusting.
That's insane. And
Yeah.
this is the first #1 overall seed to win the tournament since, with an asterisk on the end of it, 2013.
What happened in 2013?
Technically, that championship is vacated, so I don't know.
happens.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that there was a team
Yes.
from Louisville, Kentucky, that won the national championship
Yeah.
that year, but I don't think they technically have that national championship.
If you look at the record books, do they show up?
No, it doesn't. It
yeah.
doesn't show up. It doesn't show up. It shows up as vacated, and Michigan lost that game, but nobody knows who Michigan lost
Nobody
to.
really knows. You know what? That's who UK should hire to be their next head coach. Rick Pitino.
Really?
Rick Pitino.
Really?
I
Yeah.
take.
Straight from St. John's.
That would be interesting, with him currently under investigation for tampering with transfers.
Were there any
Imagine that.
female?
Nah, we're gonna go to the next topic. We were talking about the Kentucky coaching vacancy. John Calipari taking the job at Arkansas. Technically, nothing's official yet. Apparently, he still hasn't informed Mitch Barnhart or anyone at Kentucky that he's doing this.
Yikes.
But the news is out there that he's signing a 5-year deal. He's getting $8 million a year, and then he's getting $6 million a year in NIL to just have his way with.
Crazy.
I mean, like, I feel like a few guys have already, you know, like, decommitted or transferred from Kentucky in the wake, but a shocking amount are still technically on the roster, and this is interesting to me. I know someone like Jaden Quaintance, 5-star center, likely a more than 1-year guy, is saying that he wants to wait and see who Kentucky hires. Do you guys have any thoughts on who Kentucky might be getting? Because, I mean, like, obviously the top of the line guys, like I mentioned earlier, Hurley, like Jay Wright and Nate Oates have already said no.
Billy Donovan's been mentioned in that.
I think Billy Donovan's going to stick in Chicago. As much as I would want him,
Yeah,
even though he ran my Oklahoma City Thunder into the ground,
he did do that.
I wouldn't hate seeing him back in college, seeing him back in the SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
College is different.
I don't know if the Bulls, like, obviously that's like a historic organization and whatnot. It's a great place to coach, but I don't know if that's necessarily where he'd want to. Like, if you have the opportunity to go to Kentucky, I would probably take Kentucky over, because the Bulls have just been stuck in such like an average state over the last couple.
They
of
haven't
years.
made a trade at the deadline in 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane
That's
to me.
brutal.
That's insane to me.
I just don't see a path to like the top of the NBA there. You can definitely see a path to the top of NCAA at Kentucky.
Without a doubt. He's going to have the resources, all the boosters, all that everything. Speaking of boosters and everything, so Calipari, he had a lot of good friends that are boosters at Arkansas. I think he's going to elevate the program. Musselman put them in a position of like national relevance. Obviously, they took a step back this year. But Musselman, him taking the USC job was interesting to me. I feel like that's kind of a lateral move for him.
Yeah.
It's not really a move up. But Calipari, I guess technically he's taking a step back here to Arkansas, but I think he's going to put them on the map
Yeah.
more nationally than they have been.
Yeah.
He's gonna elevate that program. he's already got the support of literally everyone in the state of Arkansas. He's going to bring recruits that they've never seen before. So, I mean, it sucks. He's all I've ever known as a Kentucky basketball fan, realistically. Like,
I mean, what, he was hired 2009?
2009.
2009.
So, I mean, like,
that's crazy.
Ever since I started watching basketball. So, it's going to be a lot different. But I'm just excited for the future. The SEC is going to be a whole lot better.
Yeah.
You got guys like Nate Oates, Coach Cal, and whoever Kentucky hires, all coaching in the SEC. Rick Barnes is in there.
Yeah.
SEC basketball is going to be good. Still don't know if it'll beat the Big 12 next year, but it will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
On the women's side, Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks, undefeated national champions.
Pretty crazy.
I know. I saw all these graphics that said, like, South Carolina did this year, Baylor did this year, blah, blah, blah. And then you see, like, UConn did it 6 times.
Yeah.
that
was incredible.
That's crazy to me. But, I mean, to go undefeated and win the title in any sport, it's impressive. It's impressive, to say the least. And, I mean, they did it pretty convincingly. They held Iowa to 0 points for the last 4.5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was unreal.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, I mean, she still scored 30-something points, but they figured out a way to, contain her a little bit. And, I mean, if you can do that, you can beat Iowa.
I felt like the difference was, though, is that, like, I don't even think that they contained Caitlin. Like, she was still going off. But I think, like, the bench players for both teams, there was a very clear difference when, like, you didn't have – like, Iowa is Iowa. Like, they just did not have the depth that the Gamecocks did. It was crazy, honestly.
Yeah, Camila Cardoso looked like she was just on another planet. Like, there was nobody down low on Iowa who could stop her.
No.
She was getting whatever she wanted whenever she wanted.
Yeah.
And realistically, like, when Caitlin Clark's supporting cast in Iowa couldn't show up, I mean, there was never a reality where Iowa was going to win that game.
Nah. Mm-mm.
And looking forward, we're going to talk baseball next segment. We got Garrett coming. He's already in.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably?
It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the raid, everybody. I'm your host, Logan, with a new haircut, and I'm here with Garrett.
What's up, y'all?
And I'm here with Paris.
What's up? What did you get the haircut in between segments? Why did you say
No, I've had it. I just felt like now is an appropriate time to mention that, I did, in fact, get a lineup this morning.
Okay, yeah. Looks good. Sure.
Thank you, guys.
It's a fresh cut. The MLB's back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we want to talk baseball, specifically the Cincinnati Reds.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys see as, like, the strengths and weaknesses outside of Spencer Steer?
So Spencer Steer, obviously crushing the ball.
Oh yeah.
He's far and away been the most consistent player on offense, and I really think he is filling that hole that Matt McClain has left of most consistent offensive player. And he almost acts as a util piece too, because he can move around the field. He plays so many different positions. So he is honestly, I want to say that he's probably a big part of the reason why the Reds are seeing their measured early success that they're having.
So you describing him, I'm hearing a lot of things that make him valuable.
Yes.
Or dare I say the most valuable?
Well, if he keeps up this pace, I mean, who's to stop him, right?
He was the NL Player of the Week last week,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a good start. You
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
That's a good start.
Get a
There's
couple
guys
of
like
those.
Shohei Ohtani in the National League
Yeah.
and Mookie Betts, you know.
Bets, yeah. Get a couple of those, and you've got a case.
Yeah, yeah. Rack them up. Rack
Just
them
saying.
up.
saying.
Struggles, however, we're seeing, obviously, you know, you say it every year with the Reds, it's pitching.
Mm-hmm.
It always comes down to pitching with the Reds. Like, even last night's game, Graham Ashcraft looked so good for 5 2/3 innings.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he just could not get out of that 6th inning.
No.
He couldn't. He couldn't. I mean, his pitch count was getting up there. I mean, he was throwing like 20 pitches an inning the last two. And
I was watching the game. I thought they pulled him way too late. I think
He
they
needed
should
to
have.
be out
I
of
think
the
they
game.
should have. I think they should have pulled him after he loaded the bases. I think after he loaded the bases
Yeah.
in the bottom of the or in the top of the 5th, they should have absolutely pulled him right there.
But you saw his reaction when he was pulled. Like, he clearly told Derek Johnson when he came to the mound, like, let me get this last. Because he had like 2 outs when they did eventually
it was
pull him.
like 4 2-out hits in a row.
Yeah, and it's like, he was like, let me just get this last out. Like, clearly, and then he was clearly upset when he walked off. And it's like, dude, come
Yeah,
on,
he just
like,
couldn't get it.
It's now an 8-9 ball game. Like,
Yeah,
let's,
you
or
just
6-9 when he was pulled, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that Lucas Sims was able to calm everything down, even after Justin Wilson had come in. I'm just glad Lucas Sims was able to come in, calm everything down.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Lucas Sims right now is looking like the best bullpen piece that the Reds have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Brent Suter has obviously, you know, he's looked good. I mean, he's
He's looked good, but he's been the lefty workhorse.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they're working him to death.
Yeah.
he pitched 3 innings 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Wow.
But I feel like I'd be remiss to not mention what Ellie De La Cruz did last night. I got to see it in person. It was awesome.
I'm jealous.
I was down close to the third base line when he hit the home run. I mean, I don't even think that any of the outfielders even looked like they wanted to make a play on it. I mean,
No.
that thing went 450 off the top of the batter's eye.
Yeah, it was hilarious, and I got to give love to John Sadak, who every time something like this happens, his call is just
He's electric every time.
He's great.
It's a cycle.
No, he's
so
one of
good.
he's one of my favorite play-by-play.
Oh, yeah,
announcers
Yeah,
no,
in
he's
the
so
MLB.
solid.
He's done such a good job, like taking over the job. I think
Mm-hmm.
just absolutely wonderful. I mean, every single call is electric.
Yeah, but the in the ballpark home run was just like,
That was. I want to applaud Sal Frelick for his efforts to get to that ball. I think he just missed it by just a couple feet.
Oh,
I
And
thought diving for it was a
Oh
weird
yeah, but the thing is,
decision.
when that guy's in the batter's box, you don't dive on that. Let
That's
him
what I'm
have
saying.
the single.
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
it's a learning.
Let him have the single and let him beat you on the base paths.
Yes.
Do not give him the chance to go all the way around.
It is a learning. It's a learning opportunity.
Yeah, for a
Sal
young-
Frelick,
for a young outfielder, yeah.
for a young
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He
yeah,
made
yeah.
it. He made his debut last season. He had a pretty good debut. He's now officially considered a rookie. So I mean, rookies make mistakes, and
That's
obviously
fair.
that mistake bit him.
Dude, that angle of the run from like behind home plate, like up in the stands that they had. Have you seen that? Did you guys see that clip?
Well, I was at the ballpark.
Well, you were
I-
there,
yeah.
but like on Instagram, like the Reds posted it. It was crazy
Yeah.
seeing it from that
Unreal.
angle. I mean, it was like
Unreal.
14.96
Yeah.
seconds.
Oh, you're talking
behind.
about the dugout cam?
No,
Yeah,
it
he
was
was-
it
he
was
was-
up. It was like up. in
Oh,
the-
okay.
It was up.
He was
Might have been.
home
I
to
might have-
home in less
In-
than 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who's doing that?
That's insane.
Crazy.
Who's doing and
Wow.
and Stuart Fairchild.
Stewie!
The robbery in right field. He went up.
Stewie!
He went up and got that.
I have been pretty vocal about my hatred for Stuart Fairchild, as a, outfielder, you know, and his defense, but you know,
Ooh.
that was pretty nuts.
Give
Yeah.
Stu a chance.
Yeah,
That's
let
pretty
Stu eat, man. Come on.
Dude, I did, and
He's doing good this year.
but,
He's doing
But
amazing.
he had that game against what was it, the Nationals where he caught the fly out and just
and
threw it
didn't
into
make the
second
play.
base.
Yeah,
He
that
just,
one
like,
that one did make me a little angry. He didn't even attempt to make the play.
Yeah,
But that home run robbery was crazy.
that was silly. That was gross.
I love
and-
seeing that.
my heart right now goes out to TJ Antone.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's
it's
just
crushing.
dude.
It's depressing to see.
It's crushing. It's like the third straight time he's
Yeah.
gone out there and then like
I,
he threw one pitch and
Exactly.
then immediately I knew
It-
it's over.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks to see that it happens on the first pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just the worst feeling in the world.
yeah.
My heart goes out to the guy.
It really because like he came on so strong during that COVID year and he looked like he was going to be like a franchise piece.
Yeah.
And every single year since then, it's always he's had some sort of like a little pinch. He feels something, and the next thing you know, he needs Tommy John for the third or fourth time now. It's hard for me to see him coming back from this one.
Do we know what it is yet? Like, have they said?
It was a shoulder, correct?
Was it? I haven't seen anything on it yet, so I won't be the authority on that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see him coming back from this one.
Yeah. I want to see him come back to the team in some kind of capacity, maybe as like a pitching coach or something like that, because he has been, in the league, I think, long enough to be able to espouse some of that wisdom that he has.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him come back to the team and be a part of the Reds family.
Right, absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I just don't know if it'll be as a pitcher.
It just hurts because he's been one of my favorite players on the team.
He's got such a charismatic personality.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. Captain Hook, like it looks.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Looking ahead, we're gonna talk more baseball, but on the college side, and our NKU Norse looking good.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I want to thank my mommy for loving me so much,
For taking me to the doctor when I broke my foot.
For leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone.
And now, as a grown-up, I'm thankful for being able to take care of you, my dear mom, for taking you to your therapies, for understanding that sometimes you simply want to be alone.
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Raid, our final segment of the day. I'm back with Garrett.
What's up?
And I'm back with Paris.
Happy to be back.
So we're going to continue talking baseball, but we're switching gears here now. We're going to go to college baseball and the Northern Kentucky University Norse, currently sitting at 20-11 on the year, 10-2 in Horizon League play. The home cooking's been working this year. They are 12-1 at home.
Wild.
12-1 at home, 8-10 on the road, with some notable wins. They have some notable wins. Despite the 28-10 loss to Missouri, they actually took the series.
Yeah.
With 3-1 and 16-15 wins at Missouri. So that, going on and winning against the SEC team, that's pretty big.
It always feels good being a mid-major team and going into a Power 5 conference's hometown and beating them in their home.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the winning the series. Like,
exactly.
You take
Winning
one
the series.
game. You take one game out of 3. It's like, whatever. But like, you win a series against them. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and they're picking up a lot of series wins. Like they have series wins against UT Martin, Missouri, Western Illinois, Oakland, Milwaukee, Youngstown State.
Not just series wins; they're sweeping teams.
Yeah, they're doing good. Like
no, they're playing some electric ball right now.
I saw a stat that this is the fastest in NKU history that they have reached 20 wins. The fastest in school history that they've to reach 20 wins.
Yep.
Send them to Omaha.
They're ready. Send
ready.
the boys to Omaha.
They're ready. No, and it's an exciting time. There's definitely a few games I'm trying to go see. When I have the time. We got Youngstown State coming to town. I might have to make my way down to the ballpark.
I'll be at the Louisville. I think they play at Louisville. I'll be there. I'll be at the Louisville game.
There you go.
Yep.
So I know you guys were talking a little bit before. Like, is there any players that stick out to you so far this season?
So we have quite a laundry list of players that have OPS stats that are well above 1 dot, whatever. They're just these guys are killing it. Let's see if I can pull one up here.
I got
real fast.
I know Liam McFadden-Ackman.
Yes,
Yep.
Liam McFadden-Ackman.
He's
looking
OPS
at his
is
stat page right now.
1.355 OPS with a batting average of 409.
That is unreal.
That's unreal.
That
He's
is
got
unreal.
47 hits, and 12 homers with 49 RBIs. Wild.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
And he's
stuff.
I mean he's batting I think first in the lineup, so it's like that's obvious. Like the guy's a stud.
Doing that all while batting leadoff is crazy.
Yes.
By the way, that's
Yeah.
Unreal. And you said he had how many hits with how many runs?
I think it was 49,
It's
47.
47 hits, 41 runs scored.
Yes, that's
Unreal, unreal. Well, things are looking good at the diamond here on on the diamond at NKU. Thanks everyone for listening. Make sure to check out the Not So Small Talk show and the Benchwarmers.